Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. In our last episode of this continuing special podcast series entitled Idaho versus Kohberger, we notified you that on May 15th, 2025, concerned about possible violations of the court's non-dissemination order that Judge Stephen J. Hippler rendered two orders, one to the state, which we addressed in that podcast episode, and one to the defense. We will now address what's stated in relevant part in the defense's order. Document and records hold order defense. It states, based on sensitive information not previously publicly circulated that was reported during a recent Dateline TV program related to this case and the defendant Brian Kohberger, it appears likely that someone violated this court's non-dissemination order. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a footnote 1 here clarifying that the episode is entitled The Terrible Night on King Road, Dateline NBC television broadcast, May 9th, 2025. The body of the order continues. Such violations not only undermine the rule of law, potentially by persons charged with upholding it, but also significantly impede the ability to seat an impartial jury and will likely substantially increase the cost to try this case by extending the time that it will take to seat a jury and potentially requiring a lengthy period of juror sequestration. So this statement here gave us pause for concern. Will voir dire, because it may take longer than anticipated, the process of jury selection commencing July 30th, then require an adjournment of the start of the jury trial, which was set to occur August 11th, 2025. Those issues remain to be seen. In any event, it continues. Importantly, such violations potentially frustrate the ability to ensure both sides receive a fair trial. Accordingly, the court finds it is imperative to attempt to see that the source of such leak is identified and held into account, and that doing so is the best deterrent to future violations. Accordingly, the courts find it is appropriate to exercise its discretion by entering this order. The next paragraph now directs that any persons who at any time past or present worked directly or indirectly for or on behalf of defendant Brian Kohberger or his defense counsel, or otherwise engaged in the investigation of the unalivings that are the subject of this instant case on behalf of, are now basically barred from engaging in any activities that's widely regarded as spoliation of evidence, from, for example, deleting any records, overwriting them, destroying them. And then when we reach the bottom of this page, it continues into page 2, stating that in any way relate to or document the fact or substance of communications with third persons, including representatives of the media. So this is barring any such spoliation of evidence and requiring that it be preserved. The next paragraph continues to define the term documents broadly. It then goes into the final paragraph where it says again in capital letters, it is further ordered that within 7 days the lead defense counsel shall submit to the court in camera, that means for the court's eyes only, a list of all individuals within their team, past or present, who are known to have had any such access to this information. The order concludes, failure to comply with this order may be a basis for a finding of contempt of court and such civil and criminal consequences as may be appropriate. This will now conclude this episode of the Indie Zone podcast. Thanks for joining us today.